it's so important to be able to deal with people. I was talking to someone the other day, and they had like a family member who's looking to change jobs or whatever, and they were like on the other side of the spectrum where like they weren't very good at dealing with people, so the options were so limited of how they could actually make good money because they just couldn't. They weren't able to have that relational aspect to them. But then the opposite of that's also true is like the people that do the best in life, best in business, are the people that are very, very good at dealing with people. Being able
good humans, man. Yeah. I believe in karma. Like I'm not like spiritual really, but just the principles about what you put out is what you get back. And I'll give somebody a return. I charge them less than a heartbeat. I've never been in this industry about the money, and I think it would be a mistake if you were doing what I'm doing all day, every hour. It's probably a pretty average hourly rate, to be honest, but it'd be wrong, because you make so many sacrifices to do what you do. You whether you like to admit it, you spend less time with your mates, you spend less time with your family. Often when you're spending your time with your mates and your family, your head's somewhere else. That'd be my one piece of advice to those going out there and trying to do it, is if you're going into it purely for financial return, don't.
not worth it.
There'd just be easier ways, maybe, yeah. I sort of talk to my guys a bit about it. It's like I'll encourage them if they want to go into business, but if they're unsure, I'm like, go build a spec house, man. Like, go build a specky and bank your profits there, But in the same, I'd be a hypocrite, if I told people not to do it. I've got no regrets. The simple question I think I asked myself before doing it was, would I regret it if I didn't, Didn't give it a crack, and the answer was resounding, of course I'd regret it. So that was me.
So tell me about your structure. So how big is your team? You touched on that, sort of, what's the structure of, the crew mix, that sort of thing?
We have got two companies, a commercial construction company, and within the commercial construction company, it's a team. It's not a big team, but they're A players, So because a lot of that work, the actual construction work of it is a bit more simple. So it's all about the project management and the project delivery, and the customer relations. Are the numbers right? Did the numbers stack? Is their ROI good? So we've developed that construction company. We're actually doing development management, and but that side of the company is smaller. But our residential side, which is, I kind of call it my side. It's my passion, because that's what we do. We do that. If it's super complicated, don't know how to build it, that's when we get excited. If someone goes, how do you price that? How do you build that? That's us. That's where we get super pumped. So our team, on most of the scale of projects, there has to be two in the office. I try give them an 80-20 ratio. One of you has to be in this office 80% of the time. One of you has to be in the office 20% of the time. And there's usually a clear cut with my guys who's partial to those two roles. Who wants to be on the computer chasing, who wants to be in the plans figuring out. So on the big projects, there's always two in the office. And then depending on the scale, it will go down to foreman. I'm a big believer in apprentices, and I'm also a big believer that most people, as long as they've got the right attitude, part of our interview is, do you surf, dive, hunt, fish, play golf? I want people that are motivated, that have a life outside work, that will resonate within the group. So that would make up most of our teams, there's always a site office and we've got four of those sets of teams. I'm heavy on skill set, I want my guys to be detectives on the plans. I want them to know what the gutters are doing when they're doing the foundations. Why is there a relationship between those two? And I want them to assume that the plans are wrong, all the time. Why are these plans right? Rather than be a detective. Sort of circling back to your question, we have an office team of 6, and we do. I try delve into the projects, the critical paths. Obviously at pricing stage and procurement stage, I'm always there for all of the meetings, client side meetings, but I have to trust the boys to do their day to day, and I'm lucky I can. Yeah.